If you've got kids and are looking to help them save for their future, junior ISAs are a really good option. They're accounts for children under 18, and there are two versions. A cash one that is basically like a savings account, and a stocks and shares version where you can invest on their behalf. You can only have one at a time, although you can usually transfer it to a new provider if a better rate comes along. You get a £9,000 allowance each year, and everything you earn is tax-free. Now, while you won't have to pay tax on most children's savings accounts, there are rules that mean if your child gets more than £100 in interest from money given by a parent, you do have to pay tax if it's above your personal savings allowance. We've got more information on children's savings and tax on becleverwithyourcash.com. But back to junior ISAs. So parents and guardians can set up the account and manage it on the behalf of their child, and anyone can pay into the account. So that's family, friends, or neighbours, for example. Or the child can open the account themselves if they're 16 or 17. However, they won't be able to invest until they're 18. And they won't be able to access the money themselves until they're 18 either. Now, this can be a bit of a source of worry for some parents that their darling offspring might blow 18 years of savings earmarked for university or a car, but the money will be in their name and they can technically spend it how they want. And while you're giving that some thought, I'm going to take you through our best junior ISAs for 2025. To save myself repeating myself for each one, all of the options are covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, which means your money is protected up to £85,000 if the provider goes bust. So first I'm going to look at junior stocks and shares ISAs. Now the reason I'm looking at this first is because if you're saving for your child for the long term, say 18 years if you're really organised, investing usually outpaces inflation and will give you better returns than if you keep the money in cash. However, investing does come with risk and the value of your investments can go up or down. That being said, the general approach is that the longer you leave your investments, the more time they have to ride out any bumps in the stock market, and the more time your money has to grow. And 18 years is ages. Plus, you might need to pay fees, although some providers are cheaper than others. So first up is the Junior ISA from Hargreaves Lansdown. Hargreaves is one of the bigger, more established platforms and offers both ready-made portfolios or DIY options where you can pick your investments yourself. It doesn't charge any fees to hold or transfer your investments into its junior ISA, but the investments themselves might have their own charges. You can open an account with a £100 lump sum or £25 a month. Now, we like this account as it doesn't charge fees and is a large, well-known company. However, there's quite a lot of choice when it comes to investments, so it could be a bit overwhelming, especially for beginners. But for those who are unsure or not particularly confident, you'll also be able to choose from ready-made portfolios that might make things a bit easier. Next, we've got Vanguard. Now, Vanguard's a popular platform because it's low cost and because it's no frills and easy to use. For its junior ISA, you'll pay a platform fee of 0.15%, which is capped at a maximum of £375 a year. Although, to pay this amount, you'd have to have £250,000 invested. You'll also be charged fund fees. Now, relatively speaking, these are low charges, but they are more than Hargreaves, which doesn't charge a platform fee. Vanguard has given an example on its website that suggests £10,000 invested in its life strategy fund would cost £41 a year, including the platform fee and fund charges. You can start by paying in a lump sum of £500, or you could set up a monthly payment of at least £100 a month. Now, Vanguard only sells its own funds, and you can pick from 85 of them or choose from a ready-made portfolio. The latter option might be worth considering if you want to just set something up and leave it, which might be a good idea if you're new to investing or a tired and busy parent. AJ Bell is another well-known and popular investment platform, and its junior ISA is another of our top picks. Like Hargreaves and Vanguard, you've got the option of DIY or ready-made portfolios, and there's a huge range of investment choices. With this one, you've got slightly higher platform fees of 0.25% plus fund charges. You can open its junior ISA with just £25. Now, we like AJ Bell because it's a reliable and solid company. Its junior ISA is a bit more expensive than other providers, but most customers say the costs are fair, given you get lots of choice, decent customer service, and an easy-to-use website and app. Well, those are our top 3 stocks and shares junior ISAs, but we've also got loads more options at becleverwithyourcash.com/ISAs. Now on to the best cash junior ISAs. Now there's nothing wrong with saving for your child in cash, especially if you've got an older child who might need the money sooner, say in 2 years for university. But if you're able to save for 5 years or more, investing might be a better option. Now I'll be honest with you, when it comes to these cash junior ISAs, lots of the accounts are similar, so the main difference you're looking at is the rate. You can't make withdrawals and the child can't touch the money until they're 18, so you're likely to have little contact with the provider during the time you hold the junior ISA unless you're regularly transferring. All the accounts I'm about to talk through are covered by the FSCS and allow you to transfer in your existing junior ISA. So if you are interested in the top cash accounts, the top rate you can currently get is 4.25% from Coventry Building Society. Now, as you'll find with cash junior ISAs, the rate is usually variable, which means it can change at any time. But there are plenty of providers who let you transfer your junior ISA to another if you spot a higher rate, which means you'll be able to keep the money you move shielded from tax. You only need £1 to open an account, but you can only do this by post or in one of its 70-ish branches. These are in the East and West Midlands, Oxfordshire, Gloucestershire and Monmouthshire, Bath, Bristol, Somerset, Wiltshire and Yorkshire. Now it might sound a bit old school to open a junior ISA this way, but you'll find that the providers offering the top rates are usually smaller building societies, and that's the way many of them allow you to do it. Paying money into the Coventry account is a bit easier. You can send a cheque by post or pay in the money at a branch, but you can also set up transfers from other accounts. The Coventry gets 4.32 out of 5 for savings on our sister site Smart Money People, with lots of customers praising its decent rates and good customer service. Next, we've got a similar offering from Loughborough Building Society. You'll get a slightly lower rate of 4.15%, and again, you can open it with £1 by post or in one of its branches, although there's only 5. But even though it's a small provider, it does get an impressive score of 4.95 out of 5 on Smart Money People, with customers being especially happy with its customer service. Leek Building Society's junior ISA pays 4.1%, and the opening criteria are the same as the others. And again, it gets decent reviews. On Smart Money People, Leek has an average score of 4.91 out of 5 as a savings provider, with people saying staff were very friendly and helpful. If you'd rather an online-only junior cash ISA, National Savings and Investments, or NS&I, pays 4%. For more information on our top junior ISAs, visit becleverwithyourcash.com/best junior ISAs. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Check out these videos here to help you make the most of your money.